Goodness. All right, everybody. I want to get right down to business here. Because like I said, we're going to play this for a little bit, switch over to Isha with the fellas afterwards. It's just what we're going to do. Last night, we did make a couple of trades to try and get the team set up. We're still not perfect. If anything, we got fleeced on a couple of these deals. But we sent Theo Peckham to Atlanta, along with a 6th for Jeff Finger, just to get rid of Theo's contract. Fortunately, we couldn't get... Yeah, we also pissed off every GM in the process, which is great. We got a 2nd-round pick in Sheldon Brookbank for Alex Plant and a 7th, so at least got a 2nd for Plant. We got a 3rd-round pick for Yaroslav Janus. Those are the 3 trades so far. But yeah, we did a very, very good job of pissing off some GMs. I forget. Aha, there we go. Yeah, Anaheim, Atlanta, Boston, and Calgary absolutely despise me, especially Anaheim. And we got Minnesota and Vancouver in poor rep. So we'll see what happens. We're still working on it and trying to navigate this old system. So we're getting there. But we did set up the team last night. It is Hall, Crosby, Eberle, Toffoli, Gagne, Heatley, Skinner, Brule, Machek, DSP with Burmistrov and Michael Scarbosa. The defense is Gormley and Shea Weberboy. Reed McNeil, Cody Franzen, Taylor Chorney, and Tyson Barrie. Chorney's going to stay because I could not trade him like we were able to trade Theo Peckham and Alex Plant. Should play NHL 12 sometimes. Well, fun fact, Quinn, I'm going to. You just got to be patient. Gormley was the Yotelich and not really. Hello, Deke Slayer. You gonna play E-Shield tonight, bud? Or do you have a hockey rink to go create sandcastles in? How did E-Shield go earlier? I know Ultimate Team went poorly. I had to go grocery shopping like a real Chad. We fucking meal planned and everything. Isn't that nuts? I was mad at how I played today. So I'm guessing E-Shield didn't go well. I'm guessing it didn't. I love me some Brandon Gormley, though. Portland Pirates legend, Brandon Gormley. All right. Hall, Crosby. We're going to destroy. I kept losing, so I said fuck it and played 5 minutes of franchise. That's a disaster. Oof. Oof. Eashel's interesting this year. I mean, it's interesting any year, right? Like, if you're going to lose, at least the vibes have to be good. So, I've had better days. That's fair. Well, come meme with us. If we run the same lineup we've been running, we could have you at right D. Give me a second here. And then have the greatest lefty of all time, Architect, who's really been stepping up. All right, let's see. So Sam Gagne got hurt. Let's call up Calle Yarncroke. Yarncroke's been pretty good. And we will put Calle. I need a playmaker on that line, so, you know, let's swap him with Burmistrov. I feel like that's a good way to go about it. How many Xbox controllers have I gone through, not including the ones that have spiked? I've only spiked one? One or two? The answer is a lot. Like, apparently just in the process of playing video games, apparently I just burn through these things like they're made out of fucking pasta. And I don't know how or why. But it's just what happens. I've lost count, man. If you ask me, Xbox One up to modern era, so we're talking the last 10 years, I had to have had at least double-digit controllers. And I feel like I don't do anything crazy beyond just I play the games. Like, I'm not someone who's like, oh, I gotta spam the freaking buttons and shit like that. Like, I don't feel like that's what I do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have never, and more often than not, It is either, so it's not Crazy My Elite 2 8 chip finally. No, not at all. That's why I refuse to buy those more expensive controllers. I don't trust it. Because it's always either a shoulder button or the left or right stick quitting out. Which, if you think about it, I play a lot of hockey, I play a lot of FIFA, you use those buttons a lot, so I guess it makes sense. A lot of Battlefield, stuff like that, so... Calle Yarncroke has broken his leg. Okay. Oh, we're dealing with injuries this season. Good to know. We'll call up Dinas Zubrist, and hopefully he gets claimed on waivers. I had the same 2 PS5 controllers I got on console launch date. Damn. Yeah, there always seems to be... Always seems to be those issues. For whatever reason. I'm going to test this tonight. I still haven't control the game by series. All right, cool. Yeah, Deke, we're aiming for top of the hour, as far as I know. So, Tyler Plant. We don't need a goalie. We're fine. So, lost the game of Madden because the game decided to eat my input in order to tie the game. Were you playing online or franchise? Online wouldn't surprise me. Although AI versus AI gameplay can be a little bit finicky and wonky too. Jeff Zakoff, we don't need you. By the way, chat, quick question. Did the alerts go out properly? Did the alerts go out properly? Is my question to you. Sam Gagne is healthy. It did? All right. All right, Mr. Zubris, let's get you out of there. You have a roster spot open for a waiver claim. I should, yeah. All right, as long as the deals went out, we're good then. I'll double check Discord. But yeah, you never know when those alerts. Discord went out too? Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Wow, we actually have a losing record, really. I would not have expected that. Even with the injury, I wouldn't have expected that. Chad LaRose. I mean, Chad LaRose wasn't a bad player, but I just don't feel like that's what we need. Mozone, how are you tonight? I feel like we might have a lack of grit on the team outside of guys like Shea Weber. Maybe that's our issue. We don't really have the fourth line grinders. Leafs legend John Mitchell. Again, solid player, but I don't feel like he's going to contribute too much. I'd rather leave that roster spot open. Ender, duly noted. Duly noted. You did play well last night, so pizza party or not. Ooh. I didn't even realize Payarvi was still an RFA. I knew Plant, when I traded him, was an RFA. I did not realize that Magnus was still an RFA. Mills, what's going on? Let's double check something really quickly. Stop the sim. Let's double check how our team's doing. Because if some of these younger guys aren't really cutting it, we'll make changes. So, watching Hawks team. Bedard's almost had a couple of goals tonight. So, don't worry. He'll score his first against the Bruins. Don't you worry. All right, let's see. So, from an offensive perspective, Crosby and Hall are doing well, but not as well as they did last year. Heatley's doing okay. Brule, Skinner, Burmistrov. I mean, DSP. Tyler Toffoli's just not. He hasn't been ready for prime time. Sam Gagne's been limited to 10 games. He hasn't been amazing when he's played. Nighthawk, what's up? We're doing good. We're doing well. Defensively, Tyson Barry's not really putting up points. McNeil and Franzen not proving to be a very good pairing, and nobody is a positive player outside of the top pair. Darcy Kemper's got a 900. Nighthawk, indeed. Indeed. It's my second appearance on the Steve Dangle podcast. It was really nice to get to talk to Adam about NHL 24 stuff. Like I said, I talked to people like Jesse and Steve a little bit too in the past. So, all right, we got to see what Drew Owsley can do as the starter. Gormley's done okay. McNeil's the one who's been a little bit off. I think all we have to do there is just mix up pairings. Foley, 4 points and a -5. Toffoli hasn't been amazing. Warrior, how are you, buddy? And Brooks, again. This guy just hasn't been able to cut it. How's Cassian done in the AHL? 14 points and a +5. We could do a full switch. At the very least, Toffoli's going down for Anthony Peluso. We'll get a little bit of grit into the lineup. DSP is 6 points and a -10. We'll call up Cassian and drop DSP. And then at center, I'm going to drop Dinas Zubris. He did not get claimed. Scarbosa was great in the playoffs, but hasn't been good enough. Skinner, not so hot. Burmistrov, not so hot. Damn. What are we going to do here? Thanks for introducing me to Peter Puck. Dude, those Peter Puck websites, I'm still so glad they exist. So glad. Huberto's been pretty good so far this year. Pagio's been pretty good as well. Let's send down Scarbosa for Zubris. We'll leave it there for the moment. Got a phone call from a main area code today. Alex, I wish I could take credit. I wish. All right, looking at player types. Zubris with Machek and Peluso. Brule, Gagne, Eberle, Skinner, Burmistrov, Cassian. We'll put Heatley with Crosby and Hall. And then Franzen and McNeil wasn't quite working out. So let's go McNeil, Barry, Franzen, Chorney, and try that with Drew Owsley in goal. And the AHL already has Toffoli in the mix. Actually, go best lines really quickly. Oilers, what's up? And again, hello everybody that I have not said hello to yet. You caught me at a rough time. Pyro, though, my goodness. It's already time again. 76. 76. Frackin' months. And a big shout out to Matt Canadian for the follow. Pyro, you're insane, and we love you. Thank you for continuing to support my face for, frankly, an ungodly amount of time at this stage. Really. Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. Let's get Jeff Finger out of there for Alex Basso. That is a lot of months. That is a lot of months. And we are beyond thankful for it. And again, Pyro's helped me out so much on the tech side of things, and very, very helpful. They really do give licenses to yeah, for those that missed that, I put it up on the Instagram side of things. I mentioned I went grocery shopping today. I don't tout the Instagram too much because I'm not on there too much. But we just, we saw this good boy just hanging out in the parking lot. So goddamn cute. So cute. My God. The cutest good boy. All right, I think we are good. Let's march on. Let's hope this team can kind of turn it around a little bit after a bit of a slow start. This team has very much not won a Stanley Cup yet. I'm going to leave Yarncroke as a healthy scratch. Yeah, we will probably do play until we win and then bow on out to the next one. So, Jordan Leopold. I'm going to say no to that as well. I'm waiting to see like a crazy player on waivers. I'm hopeful. hopeful. I'm hopeful. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Oh, shit. I forgot. The whole point was Payarvi. Well, Magnus, you sat out for the year. I was so focused on showcasing the good boy that I forgot all about Magnus Payarvi. That was the whole reason we went and did the team shuffle. Well, fuck it, it's his fault. He could have accepted the qualifying offer. We have cap space. He decided, I'm going to go play in Europe again or some shit. So screw him. That was his choice. That was his choice. We could have traded him for something, but it is what it is. It's kind of sad how many features he has removed just to bring him back and claim it's a new feature. Shout out to Ben Bishop. He's actually played pretty well at the NHL level this season. Tight spot, all good. I hope that stream last night went well. I'm going to say no to Ben Bishop, because I need to see how Owsley's going to do for now. We still got time, obviously, before the trade deadline. Steve Bajan. Well, if we wanted some grit, that would be some grit to bring into the team. I see the Billy Talent met slash. I did, actually. I saw it on Twitter. Oh, goodness. All right. Kari Rama. A lot of goalies on waivers. I'm going to keep saying no to them. And then eventually probably trade for a goalie. That's great management. Oh, man. Crosby and Hall just aren't quite clicking the way that they were last season. How's Owsley done? 298 goals against average and 904. So neither of our goalies have been particularly good. They haven't been god-awful, but they haven't been particularly good either. Gormley has been okay. I don't know why it goes alphabetically. I hate that. Shea Weber boy has also been okay. Taylor Chorney been okay. Cody Franzen. Franzen's been a little bit disappointing. McNeil's just had a real bad season. Okay. Hate to say it, but Reed McNeil, he's still on a two-way deal. I think we can send him down. Now's the time where I wish I kept someone like Theo Peckham in the AHL, but what are you going to do? Who'll be calling up here? Sheldon Brookbank, Jeff Finger, John Scott. I do want to call up Dalton Prout just to see if there's kind of anything he can offer this team. If not, we can trade him. So that'll be his opportunity. Zach Cassian's gone up a point. He's actually been pretty good. 7 points in 15 games. Machek still just isn't cutting it. So, Brooks, we're going to send you down. Peluso has been abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. He has contributed nothing. 12 points and a +4. Oh, God. Oh, Peluso, I'm sending you down for freaking Landeskog at this point. Peluso got claimed. No loss for us. No loss at all. Actually, in fairness, instead of Landeskog, it could be somebody else. Sam Gagner hasn't been great this year. Brulé hasn't been great. Everly's been all right. Burmistrov hasn't been great. Zubris has been bad. Man. We got a whole lot of underperforming players all at the same time. Clifford's been bad in the AHL. This isn't going too well for us. Honestly. This isn't going too well for us. Landeskog, Zubris, Cassian. Burmistrov, Gagne, Yarncroc. Skinner, Brule, Heatley. And then Crosby, Hall, Eberle again. Let's just try it. It's not looking too good. I thought we had a Stanley Cup pretty much locked up, but this season has not been overly pretty for us so far. Quite disappointed. Quite disappointed. Tyler Plant's back on waivers. Again, we don't need him. Well, again, we might. Dan Girardi was apparently on waivers. I didn't have a chance at him. That would have been nice. Give me a chance at Dan Girardi, please. We are literally at 500 on the season. And now one game over. 4-0 shutout. Not bad. We need Darcy to help us go on a run here. Otherwise, I'm in a weird spot for the rest of the season. Ate Engren. We do not need you either. So many goalies on waivers. It'll be a long year again, apparently. The better the Oilers become, the more disappointing they are. No trade offers in a while. Yeah, you don't say. I tried to make it clear who and what I wanted. But, that hasn't worked out too well, has it? Oh, you mean the IRL pens? Yeah, that's a fair point, too. That's a season opener. Patrick Killeen. We don't need you either. Dude, every team has a goaltending issue this season because so many people have ended up on waivers. This is insane. This is insane. NHL 24 ruins EA's run of games ending in 4. All being great. Yeah, probably. Probably. All right. God. We have Sidney Crosby and the Penguins won a cup without him. Could I put Crosby on the block and see what trades are shown? I mean, given we've had half-decent people on the block and I'm still not getting offers, I don't know if anything would happen. And then I'd get my hopes up at the trade I actually want. It would just be me declining trades for Crosby. So. We shall see. Yeah, we're going to have a pretty busy trade deadline here. From what I can tell. So, we'll see what's up. Curious to know what the AI teams want for Crosby. Well, why not? Not like I'm getting it. Yeah, apparently 2 firsts. Not like I'm getting other offers that I want. Crosby on the block. Out to Fox and Detox for the follow. Hell of a name. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome. I'm just going over my my list of names here. If I can cash out on Machek, I need to. It's my ideal playoff format for the NHL. 1 through 6 reseeding each round. I mean, you do need conferences. The travel's already bad enough. It'd be worse if it's like, all right, the Bruins are playing the Kings in the first round. I mean, both teams would just be dead by the end of it. But, I'm all right with 1 through 8, regardless of division winner. Well, we immediately get an offer, but not the one that I wanted. It's Dougie Hamilton and John Scott for Rene Bourque and Sammy Paulson. Not quite in the mood to trade Dougie Hamilton. Holy trade offers all of a sudden. Who's my pick to win the cup this year? The Boston Bruins. Because it always happens the year after you expect it to happen. Buffalo's first round pick and Brooks Machek for Chris Campoli, Kevin Smith, and Derek Holden. I mean, Campoli is a solid 30-year-old defenseman. Kevin Smith is a pretty mid prospect, let's be honest. And then Derek Holden, also at this stage, is pretty mid. Yeah, there's just no way that's worth a first round pick for us. Well, that's the type of offer we're getting for Crosby. Crosby, Machek, and Adamski for Frazier, Sauer, Walker, and Borer. 30-year-old Colin Frazier, 27-year-old Michael Sauer, Matt Walker, and Casey Borer. That might be the worst trade offer I've ever seen in my life. No wonder why they took 2 second-round picks. Keith Seabrook and Andrew Ferentz? Nope. Crosby and Huberdeau for Brad Boyes, TJ Hensick, and Matthew Perreault. A first, a second, and Landis. Ooh. Buffalo's first, our second, and Gabriel Landeskog, who's not looking too good. 22 years old, only a 65. For Andre Sekera, who is solid but not amazing. How good is Ryan Callahan? 83. I mean, he's a really, really good grinder. Say no to that. He's a really, really good grinder. Crosby and Landeskog for Jan Heda, Danny Savret, and Kurt Sauer. Nathan Beaulieu and Adamski. Beaulieu and Adamski for Rob Schremp, who won the Selke last season. So Beaulieu is a 70 overall at 22 years old. He is a really, really good defensive defenseman already. This was a game where you could look at attributes. The problem is he can't skate. He can play great defense, but he can't skate worth a damn. And he's an OFD. And his defense is going to keep getting better, but his athleticism isn't. So now is the right time to cash out on a DFD that cannot skate. Eugene Adamski is huge, but that's about it. In return, we'd get Rob Schremp. 82 overall. Am I right that he won the Selke last year? Because his defense is trash. But that is an improvement at forward that we need. So we're going to go Beaulieu and Eugene Adamski for Rob Schremp. That is a deal that I am willing to take. So let's do one more check here. Darcy Kemper has a 312 with a 902. And Drew Owsley has a 218 and a 904. Kemper, I thought you were the guy. I thought you were the guy, buddy, but what the hell is your trade value? Probably not somebody that I don't want to... You're probably not someone I want to lose for free. Can I find a team where a goalie trade... Is that Cam Lanigan? It is. Honestly, even Kemper for Lanigan? I just don't want to put Kemper... Wow, we beat LA 10-2. I didn't want to put Kemper on waivers. Hamilton and John Scott for Nick Grossman and a dude named Steiner. Nick Steiner. It's going to be a no from me. Dougie's a 74 at 21. He's also going to... Man, Dougie's also going to have shit skating, though. Is he also a genetic freak? Big fan of his freaks and his peaks. I stopped the sim. Crosby and Scott for Kindle, Logan Payette, and Michael Roosevelt. A first-round pick for Sean Bell and Justin Falk. These trade offers have been horrific. Crosby for Vinay Bork and Sammy Paulson. Crosby and a first for Justin Williams, Chris Campoli, and Brian Lee. Jesus. All right. These Crosby trades are fucking ridiculous. Okay. I don't want to put Kemper on waivers. I have to make sure that Owsley is the starter right now. I have to. Because Kemper just hasn't been good enough, and I'm probably going to put Kemper on the block just to see what I could get for him. Defensively, Cody Franzen starting to turn it around a bit. Playing next to Shea Weber will do that for you. Tyson Berry's been okay, but not amazing. Same for Chorney. Gormley's been awesome this year. Dalton Prout has also been spectacular since getting called up. So I would argue our defense is actually pretty good. Reed McNeil's biggest issue is, again, he can't skate. He is a very solid DFD. You look at that middle category, that defensive category, it's great. His offense isn't too hot, but it can get better. His athleticism isn't necessarily looking like it's going to improve. And I just wonder if the really piss-poor skating for Reed McNeil, if that's costing him. It's probably worth looking at trades for him at this stage, given that he's a high-value option. Zach Cassian has been kind of mid. Landeskog has not been ready for prime time either. Oh, what are we going to do? Kyle Clifford. You've still been bad in the AHL, but damn it, I got to give somebody a chance. So we can send down Landeskog. Has Dinah Zuber still been bad? Oh, yeah. So let's call up Kyle Clifford. Get Dinah Zubris off this team. And Cassian hasn't been amazing. Nor has Yarncroke. Skinner's been okay. So Burmistrov, Yarncroke, Cassian haven't necessarily been great. I'm skipping over guys that have already had a chance on the NHL lineup this year. Let's go with Huberdeau and JG Pajot. We'll drop down Cassian and Yarncroke. Obviously, our forward core is hurting quite a bit right now. And then, for the hell of it, Mark Stone. Let's give you a chance. Let's give you a chance. Burmistrov hasn't gotten it done. Let's give you a chance. We'll go Clifford, Huberdeau, and Stone, which is hilarious. I still want Eberle on that top line. Let's go Heatley, Gagne, Schremp. Although, actually, Sam Gagne hasn't been that good this year. Yeah. We are going to go with Schremp, Skinner, Heatley, Pajot, Brule, and Gagne. Defense, we'll leave that as is. Excuse me. And then we'll call up Owsley. Let's just go best lines in the AHL, because the team is going to continue to change. Cody, thank you. Let's go to the block. We'll get Payarvi out of there. I want to put Darcy Kemper. And I know the trades are funny for Crosby, but there's no way I'm trading him right now. But there is a chance we could trade McNeil. I have to make that switch. What's the craziest growth of a player you've ever seen? God, there's too many to count, man. You got to figure how long I've been playing franchise modes. It's too many to count. Curtis Foster and Mikko Koskinen. That's not quite good enough. Ooh, Dougie Hamilton for Toby Enstrom, straight up. Again, Dougie. The offense will get a bit better. The defense will keep getting better. His skating isn't going to get better. Tobias Enstrom. Not the best defensive Toby Enstrom's so good. He can put up points. He's not a physical defenseman, but he's solid defensively. And he can skate. There is the question of who would step out of the lineup for him. But that is too good of a trade to not take. Honestly. I gotta take it. I just don't think Dougie's gonna develop the way we want him to. And you get a player like Enstrom in there, it's got to be done. So that leaves Dalton Prout, who's been good. Brandon Gormley, who's been good. Chorney's been kind of mid. Tyson Barry's been kind of mid. Given we tried to trade away Chorney, I'm going to put him through waivers and see if he makes it. He did not. So, yeah, we can let go of Chorney. He was good last year. He wasn't that great this year. So I'm not too upset about that. And now we get Tobias Enstrom in there. But yeah, I tried to trade that guy a lot, and it just didn't happen. So I'm good with just getting rid of the 2 mil. Brendan Morrow for a first-round pick. 36-year-old Brendan Morrow. It's the worst regression I've seen in an NHL game. That's a good question, too. It's tough for me to think about kind of answers to those type of questions just because I'm having to think of too many franchise modes at the same time, you know? You put this guy on the second line with Danny Heatley. He is a pure rental, but man, it's Buffalo's first. I don't even know how Buffalo's doing. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I want this team to go on a run. And there we go. So we use a first to rent Morrow, but then we're going to send Reed McNeil to Minnesota for a first-round pick and a second-round pick. It worked out well. So basically, it ended up being Reed McNeil and a second, or Reed McNeil for Morrow and a second. Right? Yeah. So that actually worked out really well, especially when McNeil, again, while his rating's great at his age, his skating sucks. Like, he can't move. He just can't move. I'm going to pay attention more to the attributes than the OVR. So we'll send McNeil out to Minnesota, and then he'll win the fucking Norris. So, stonks indeed. It worked out pretty well. And again, now we add Brendan Morrow and Rob Schremp to this team. So that second line, Schremp can take faceoffs. What if we go Morrow, Schremp, Heatley, Skinner, Gagne, Brule, Clifford, Huberdeau, Stone, and then Weber, Franz, and Barry, Enstrom, Prout, Gormley, and get Owsley back in goal. Honestly, I don't hate how we're looking right now. I really don't. I want to get through the trade deadline, and then we'll see what the situation is here with the friendos. We're just a couple weeks away from it. And then who knows, maybe if it's a short night on the world of Chell streets, we can always come back. You never know.
I'm just
go to the trade block here.
Grass.
I'm gonna go with disease for the follow. Appreciate it. Try not to lose my train of thought. I forgot that I sent down Burmistrov. He would be a great player to get rid of right now. Crosby, leading goal scorer, leading assist man. Burmistrov and Landeskog for Exelby and Stanislav Kvasha, who cannot skate. I would probably be worthy of higher skating ratings in an NHL game than him. Garnet Exelby's fine, but not for that much. No, thank you. We'll hold out hope for a better deal. Dalton Prout, Jonathan Huberdeau, a second, and Sheldon Brookbank for John Moore, Matt Carl, and Simo Pekka Ricola. So Prout's obviously been good. Huberdeau probably isn't going to be an amazing player because the game didn't know. And then Sheldon Brookbank is whatever. How good's John Moore? 24 years old. He can skate. That helps. His offense and defense need a bit of work. He's a 74 at 24. That's not great. Matt Carl, only a 79. Ricola would have to be like the piece to the deal, and he's not him. So, yeah, that's a no for me. Burmistrov and a second for a first-round pick, an unsigned goalie, and Mark Vizentine. Again, Burmistrov we've given a couple of chances to, and he just hasn't really made it for whatever reason. I feel like I'm the Winnipeg Jets. And a second-round pick for their first. Peter Grosek, 20 years old, 60 overall, so he's not great. But basically use Burmistrov in a second to get a first-round pick. Mark Byzantine's not great either. Honestly, I'm going to do it. I don't think Burmistrov's going to make it. We'll go for those 2 goalies and get a first-round pick from the Coyotes. At the same time, too, a lot of these trades are helping our relationship with GMs around the league and trying to rebuild a little bit. We're gonna need a goalie this year. That is something I did not think we'd have to worry about, but we are gonna need a goalie. Interesting. Let me double check the trade block again, because now we have an open spot, don't we? Good deal. So clearly Kemper and Machek aren't adding too much.
I'm just trying to walk.
Dominion goal. A big shout out to Uneasy Sean. Sean, why are you so uneasy? Thank you for the follow, though. Welcome in. Welcome in. God, who else can we move here that might actually have good value? I could just go check values, but that would be the smart thing to do. No one wanted to trade for Payarvi. Huberto didn't have much value. Could put Zubris back on the block. Can I please get rid of him? Let's see if we can get some freaking deals here. Nicholas Trutel. We'll be claiming that guy. We will be claiming that guy. And he is going straight to the NHL roster. And is instantly our starting goaltender. Instantly. We need to know. All right. Alrighty. So we are going to be playing some NHL here. So let's see if we can get to the deadline. Deadline, of course, does not take as long in this game as in the others. What is this music? I don't fucking know, Sin. I listen to a bunch of random shit, okay? If once upon a time I went to my Discover Weekly and I'm like, that sounds good to my ear holes, then I put it in the playlist. Eventually I change my mind. But hello, Deke Slayer. It is almost time to put pucks in net. We have a trade deadline, baby. I have 2 phones now. 2 phones. Let's see what the Kings offer happens to be. A first and Jeff Finger for Colton Tubert, who can't skate and might be racist, if you trust a certain story that was out there. That's going to be a big old no from me. Thank you very much. At this point, I refuse to send the AI trade offers. It's fucking impossible. So, let's see. Chicago. Okay, we did get an offer for Brooks Machek, which, again, I don't want to deal this guy because he should be good. But maybe, again, the issue is the guy can't skate. Like, his defense is good. His offense isn't that bad. But he just hasn't figured it out at the NHL level. And it's probably best to cash out on him now while his value is high. It would basically be him for Gillies and a 5th. And Colton Gillies can at least skate. He's not the best offensive player in the world, but he is a mobile, physical presence on the ice. I'm going to take this. We'll send Machek in a 3rd to Chicago for Gillies a 3rd and a 5th. That works for me. What do I think of Bedard's debut? I mean, you could tell how like he's going to win Rookie of the Year if he stays healthy. Like, he fits in at the NHL level immediately. Los Angeles. Leave me alone. Keep racists out of Edmonton. Easier said than done. Especially with its proximity to Red Deer. But keep them out, yeah. The Columbus Blue Jackets. Ooh. Okay. So Payarvi sat out the year because he didn't want to sign. He also can't skate worth a shit and wasn't amazing last year, to say the least. Kemper's been kind of mid this year. So we could get another potential goalie in Jeff Frazee but also pick up some grit and Derek Dorsett and a second-round pick. I got to take that, too. Magnus Pajärvi Svensson and Darcy Kemper for Jeff Frazee, Derek Dorsett in a second. Deke Slayer, yes, they did. Yes, they did. Your team's over the limits. Let's drop Owsley because he's on a two-way deal. And we'll go best lines. All right, we got 2 windows left. No calls. We get to the final hour. And in the midnight hour, I can't feel the power because there's no other offers. But I do think we have significantly improved this team as well as picked up draft picks for the future. And given the fact that we have 39 wins now, I'm feeling okay. And again, we got Trudel and Frazee now to see if either one of them can get the job done in goal. Defense is Franzen, Weber, Enstrom, Barry, Gormley, and Prout, with some other options in the AHL. We got Dorsett on the team. Mark Stone's at least not been brutal. How has Clifford done so far? Clifford's been okay. Nothing to really change there either. Stone's actually been scratched. Pajot only got to play the game, and Huberdeau did okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So honestly, Huberdeau, Pajot, and Stone, we can send down. I want to see what this team looks like. And then we're going to go play some Isha with the friendos here, including Deke Slayer. But I think we run Hall, Crosby, Eberle still. Morrow, Schremp, and Heatley. Skinner, Gagne, Brule. And then we got some grit on the 4th line now with Kyle Clifford, Colton Gillies, and Derek Dorsett. That's not bad. And then, again, Weber, Franzen, Barry, and Enstrom, Gormley, and Prout. We'll keep Trudel in goal. I hate having to trust random people. Dude, he has a 935 this season between 2 teams. The Cup Parade's back on, chat. I promise you. The Cup Parade, it's back on.